Hi guys, just doing a quick impromptu. I'm making a cup of coffee upstairs and it's the middle of the night. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. But 3 o'clock in the morning while I think about things like alcohol lifting, gel press, and stencils. And yeah, so what I have out here is just some cheap watercolor. I have some scraps of watercolor paper and these little pads. I've got these mini alcohol ink applicator felts, and these can just go on. What did I do with those tools? I had some tools out here. Just grab a couple more, I guess. Oh, here we go. I've just got my messy tools, and these just attach, and you can do these with the old ones, with the rectangular ones, with whatever. It's just felt, and I've gotten felt myself from the store to do this with. So, you can do that. I happen to have these on hand. Buy them with a coupon when you can see them and get them. I've got some alcohol lift ink. This is a Tim Holtz alcohol lift ink. This is the pad form, and this is the lift refill ink. I've got stencils. These are Stencil Girl stencils. And what I have done with these is I've cut them apart because these are a big one and I might want to use smaller sections of it. So this one is from Walker, and it was a Stencil Club one. And if you don't know about Stencil Club, go check out Stencil Girl. But I've got other stencils out here too. I've got my pouches of stencils and things ready to go. And then I've got my gel press. Gel Press was kind enough to send me several to sample, and this one is the 5x7, which I think is a nice compact size for travel and everything. Comes in this case, so you can easily pop that out and use it whenever you want. So let's just get to it, right? I'm going to start by putting some alcohol ink. You can see I've got a palette of alcohol inks out here. And I'm going to start with some alcohol ink. This is Purple Twilight. And you can move it around with these applicators if you want to. That's Purple Twilight, and this one is Stream. Old favorite. Kind of a blue. Beautiful color. Get my other applicator. It's for mixing colors here, right? So I've got my ink on here. I want to extend that out a little bit. Now, this is a cold press finish on these papers. I'm just going to grab, I've got scraps over here. I'm going to grab a scrap or two. Not sure, that might be Bristol, which is fine because I'm going to actually do something with that. Sorry, I got a little glare there on my desk, don't I? Let me just get a piece of paper and blot that out. Which way am I going? There we go. Okay. I'm just putting some deli paper down there to block the reflection. So, all right, I've got this down here. what I'm thinking is I want to put a stencil. Get one here. Actually, this is one of my old favorites. It's just a random pattern. And then this one is absolute all-time favorite. So I'm going to lay that down. And to use some of that lift ink on another applicator like this. And that should re-moisten that alcohol ink that's down there. Let's just put this Bristol on here. See what we get. And good thing I got this out, so I don't get this all over myself. If you're squeamish about alcohol inks, put some gloves on because this stuff does stain. And these are just nitrile gloves that I get at the local hardware. So I'm allowing that to soak in and pick up that ink. And you can see it does a lovely job of that. There's actually more here that I want to get out in this area. So I'm going to take my deli paper and I'm going to pull some more of that out. And this too can be used in collage, you know. So nothing goes to waste here. Just continuing to clean. Okay, starting to look pretty good. So now, pick this up, and you can see the pattern that's left behind here. There's also pattern on this piece. I don't know if that'll print or not. I'll try it. Might have had a better job of it if I had left it with that lift ink. But it does come through a little bit off of the stencil. So we've got those. Now, see, this is still a little bit wet. I want that to dry down a little bit. I'm just going to hit it. I'm not going to heat this. I'm just going to hit it lightly. Because what I want that to do is to dry. And let me get some. This is Golden Titan Buff. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my smaller pad as a palette because I just want a little bit of paint here. And I don't want to disturb what's on the plate. So, get that lid screwed back on and get a brayer. It's just a small brayer. And get some of that paint on my palette. And I'm just going to put some paint, a light coat of paint down over my stenciled alcohol. And then I'm going to grab the watercolor paper, wherever, this pad. And I'm going to put that down on my plate. Probably shouldn't have used a pad because this one is actually padded. I think this one's padded and this one is loose. Yeah, this one's loose. I've got some watercolor drawings in here. Yeah, okay. So let me pull a couple of these loose ones out because we may have to do this again. So let me see if that paint and ink is transferring. Oh yeah, look at that, guys. Is that awesome or what? All right, that's cool. So let me pick up the remainder off of my plate. And if you got a little bit left there, that's okay. You know me, I love grungy layers, but if you want to clean that off and start fresh, just get a little hand sanitizer. And I've got, you know, my studio rags here, and I can just, you know, take that hand sanitizer and clean my plate. You can also condition it with some baby oil. So I've got a fairly clean plate now that I can start my next one on. So let's do a different stencil. Let me find something I want to work with here. Thinking it'd be fun to do something different. Oh, that's cool. Look at that one. See, this is another one that I've cut apart. This is from Gwen LaFleur. It's L631, and you know it's got different components to it. But let's do L631, and look at that. We could use different layers of this, right? So let's get some color down. Let's use some different colors this time. How about a, oh boy. How about a stone wash? And let's use this pretty patina. And a little bit of meadow. Okay, I'm not going to be fussy. I'm going to pick this one that's got a little blue-green on it already. I'm just going to start getting my background tapped out here. It's very pastel looking. I think I might want to add a touch of the slate in there. So let me get a little bit of that, just right add, and add a little drama with the slate. And let's also add a little bit of, oh, I love this one, lettuce. Just eliminating some of those harsher lines. There. All right, I'm loving that. Let's get our stencil down, like so. And then we will grab our, I'm going to get a clean applicator. Because that had some pinky tones on it, okay? And I'm going to put some of that alcohol lift right on here. And I'm going to start applying. This is scooting around a little bit, darn it. Don't want that scooting. I'm going to apply that through the stencil. And then we're going to lift the ink with our watercolor paper. And you can pick which side you want to use, whether you want it bumpy or you want it smooth. And put that down. We'll do our first pull, just lifting through the stencil. And I'm getting it on me over here. So let me wipe that up. Okay, let's see how we're doing. Take a peek. Take a peek and see how we're doing. Oh yeah, see that? That's the lift. I'm going to go back with my pickup deli paper. Make sure I've got that lifted fairly well. And can take the stencil off. If I want to, I can make a print with this, or I can just clean my stencil. You know, we did that. But now I'm drying this down. And remember, this is translucent, so you want to use a fairly light paint over this because alcohol ink is translucent. So what have I got? I've got that same paint that I was using. From Golden. Tighten Buff. And get my brayer going here. Get that spread. And we'll put it down on our gel plate in a thin coat so that it can pick up that beautiful alcohol ink that we've got on there. get our paper down. And I will grab our cleanup here. I'm just cleaning things off. This one that's a little bit wet with the paint, I'm going to take this that has the alcohol ink on it, and I'm going to set it down on top of that. Which side has the alcohol on it? Trying to see. I'm not sure. I think it's this side has the alcohol on it. Now set it down on top of that moist paint. And we'll see if that soaks any of that up. It's all about experimentation, guys. Okay, so this should have made contact. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. Is that cool? Is that cool? All right, so this one I'm hoping is making contact with that alcohol ink. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some of this iridescent copper light. And I'm just going to put a couple drops of that on there. We'll see if any of that alcohol transferred. And I'll take another. Yep, those are done deals. Let's take this one. And we'll get this transfer. Start the cleanup on this. You want to let that permeate the paper. So you want to make sure that it's making good contact and it's permeating the paper. We'll see how we're doing here in just a second. We're getting the transfer or not. Turn this around. Rub it down. Oh yeah. There you go. Grungy goodness, right? So you can see what you're able to create in a short session with some alcohol ink, alcohol lift ink. Oh, I'm sorry. Looks like autofocus is going nuts. Alcohol lift ink, alcohol ink, watercolor paper, and paint. That's it, guys. Thanks for stopping.